reduced the deficit, but it was a bit too late, and it's the first time since 1938 that Brentford will finish above Manchester United in the league pyramid. Full time here at the G-Tech, Brentford 4, Manchester United 3.
Down to draw 2-2 in the derby with City. That means United will play Champions League football next season. In the Merseyside derby in the WSL, Everton were 2-0 winners at Liverpool. The bottom two, Palace and Leicester, drew 2-2. Palace already relegated, of course. What about the champions, Chelsea at Tottenham? Sarah Mulcairns.
A minute of normal time to go. It is Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1. Lisa Kopp just pulled up a great double save in her goal to keep Chelsea out for a second time. In truth, they've not quite been at the races. Since you've last been here, Tottenham had a really good opportunity at the other end. Spence and England were unmarked in the area. Vinberg crossed the ball in, but it found the hands of the Chelsea keeper. So with less than a minute of normal time to go, it's Spurs 0, Chelsea 1.
Just wrapping up the rest of the full times then. Earlier in the Old Firm, Rangers and Celtic drew 1-1. Full times in the Premier League, Brentford 4, Manchester United 3, Brighton 1, Newcastle 1, West Ham 1, Tottenham 1. Will be all eyes on Stamford
ball in, but it found the hands of the Chelsea keeper. So with less than a minute of normal time to go, it's Spurs.
Celtic drew 1-1. Full times in the Premier League, Brentford 4, Manchester United 3, Brighton 1, Newcastle 1, West Ham 1, Tottenham 1. Will be all eyes on Stamford Bridge shortly. Chelsea versus Liverpool in full in just over 25 minutes time on 5 Live. Let's get a bit of reaction though from Old Trafford and that 2-2 draw in the Women's Super League. United into the Champions League for next season. Here's manager Mark Skinner.
It was probably what everybody wanted to watch. Two teams that wanted to go and win the game. We weren't sitting back only in the end part because of us down to 10 players, but we felt at half-time that we could come back into the game. To come back from 2 goals down against Manchester City when you're in an Old Trafford stadium with your fans is a fantastic growth moment for us. And then to go down to 10 players was added more on, and all of a sudden we've got that energy and that commitment. And we said at half-time, I think the key detail at half-time was that we felt we could get back into it. We felt every time we attacked City, they were vulnerable. And so we believed, and then Malvine, if there's anyone I want it to fall to her in that situation, that specific situation, it's her.
That is Mark Skinner. Final stages of that game between Birmingham City and London City Lionesses. We'll tell you all about that, and then we'll be to Stamford Bridge with more from the World Snooker Championship final after the news with Lisa McCormick.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thanks, Steve. 8 men have been arrested in 2 separate counter-terrorism police investigations across England. 5 men were detained as part of one operation and a further 3 in another. Police say Iranian nationals have been held as part of the investigations, but the cases aren't connected. The leader of the Conservatives and Sister Party will come out fighting after suffering heavy losses in Thursday's local elections in England. Reform UK made major gains, taking control of 10 local authorities. Kemi Badenoch told the BBC it would be wrong to think that a change of leader would fix the Conservatives' problems.
This is 6 months into a 5-year project, and what we are doing is steadying the ship, being united. A lot of the instability of the past has gone away, but I am not being complacent.
14 children have been held on suspicion of manslaughter after a boy died in a fire at an industrial estate in Gateshead. Concerns had earlier been raised for the missing teenager Leighton Carr. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed multiple strikes against the Houthis in Yemen in retaliation for their attack on Israel's main international airport. The missile hit the edge of Ben Gurion Airport near Tel Aviv. A number of airlines have temporarily cancelled their flights. And police in Brazil say 2 people have been arrested over a failed bomb attack planned for Lady Gaga's free concert in Rio de Janeiro yesterday. More than 2 million people attended the gig on Copacabana Beach.
Welcome to today's quiz. Here's the question.
We're asking, what do you want the future of the BBC to look like?
And the good news is, there's no wrong answer.
We want to know what you think because the BBC belongs to all of us. To have your say, look out for an email or visit bbc.co.uk/rbbc, our future.
This is 5 Live Sport.
With Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Just that you know, they're just into the second of 10 added minutes in that game between Birmingham City and London City Lionesses, level at 2-2. Birmingham need 1 goal to win the league and be promoted at the expense of London City. So we'll keep you right up to date with that. We'll be focusing on Stamford Bridge shortly. Chelsea versus Liverpool in just over 20 minutes' time in full here on 5 Live. It's also the final of the World Snooker Championship. Jamie Broughton.
And Zhao Jingtong has made a fast start to this final against the 3-time champion Mark Williams. Zhao's just made his second century of the match to now lead the Welshman by 6 frames to 1. The Chinese star has scored heavily when he's got chance, while Williams has failed to get going so far. The final frame of the opening session is just underway, with Zhao back at the table with a chance to have a 7-1 lead going into tonight's session. 18 is the target for victory.
Thank you, Jamie. Back to Magic Weekend in Super League. Already it finished Huddersfield 12, Hull FC 10. Half-time in Wigan Warrington at St James's Park. Matt Newsom.
Yeah, at the moment it's the champions Wigan who are in control against Warrington. They lead by 12 points to 4. Jay Field has opened the scoring. Bevan French finished off after another searing break between the pair of them. And then with Warrington looking a little bit flat-footed, all things sort of switched and Jake Thewlis went over in the corner for the wire. After that it's been nip and tuck, both sides having a good dig at each other, but no further points. The video referee's been busy chalking off 3, 2 for Wigan, 1 for Warrington, and at half-time it's Wigan 12, Warrington 4.
And after this at 5:30 it'll be Castleford Wakefield. You'll be able to listen to that on 5 Sports Extra. Back into the Premier League then. So after Newcastle's draw at Brighton, Chelsea could move fourth in the Premier League this afternoon. To do that, they'd need a 2-goal victory over the champions Liverpool. Full commentary on the way. Ali Bruceball.
Yes, Chelsea unchanged from the 1-0 win against Everton in the Premier League last weekend. So from the Thursday night win in the Europa League, just 3 players remain from that starting lineup: Marc Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez and Noni Madueke. Liverpool preparing themselves for a guard of honour as the newly crowned champions. Interestingly, looking at their lineup today, a lot of the players in that starting 11 going through that tunnel and taking the applause. Not the regular starters this season. Arne Slot has made 6 changes. He said there would be rotation. He has been true to his word. Their lineup is Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Quansah, Van Dijk and Tsimikas the back 4. An entire change of the midfield 3. So Harvey Elliott, Wataru Endo and Curtis Jones all come in. And then Salah, Diogo Jota and Cody Gakpo. The Liverpool fans in party mood away to our left-hand side. Just one of the flags I can see there, Steve, taunting the Chelsea fans ever so slightly. Imagine being us, it says.
Yikes. We'll bring you what live reaction we can, by the way, to the 3 full-time scores in the Premier League before commentary with Ali and Pat Nevin. Pat, it feels like there's quite a few things to get through here. Why don't we just start with... I can't think of a better person to do Chelsea's State of the Nation than with you, with probably a European final to come and just in and around those Champions League places. So as the story of the season is the final few games now, isn't it?
Absolutely. Comes down to this and nothing else, really. If they win that tournament, they can be quite happy with that. But really, they want to get Champions League football. And to get Champions League football, they've got to get in the top 5, and they are on the cusp at the moment, but they have been on the cusp of it for quite some time. And it's so tight. Look at all the games recently. We've got 1-goal wins against Everton, Fulham, Spurs, Leicester. You know, just single-goal wins, and the others have been draws or close losses. It's so tight with Chelsea. It's so hard to call with them. The one thing they have got, and this is big, they've got the group that they want together now that feels like the strongest group. So that team that Alistair was just mentioned there, apart from possibly Reece James, who, if he was fully fit, would be playing, this is what they want out there. This is where all the money was spent, and they're all maturing together. And we will now find out if they are capable of being a Champions League type side, if they go and do what they need to do in these next few games. And this is a big one. They've got a few things at advantage. Obviously, the whole Liverpool midfield has been removed, which was phenomenal last week. So, you know, they've got a chance. They're at home. Don't let the fans down.
Steve, it's probably worth just reading that Chelsea.
Just got to jump in quickly because we can hear live from Dan Byrne, former Brighton man, of course, in the Newcastle team that just drawn with them at the Amex. He's with Andy Gillies.
Yeah, Dan, thanks for talking to us on 5 Live. That was a pretty remarkable game to be involved in. Have you ever been involved in a game where there have been 3 awards in a half and 2 of them haven't been given?
No, I don't think so. Obviously, third time lucky for us, but when Alex stepped up and took it, I was always sort of very confident that he was going to get it. I think it's, on the whole, would probably take a point, but I felt we're pretty dominant in the game, so sort of still a little bit disappointed we couldn't take all 3.
He's just been talking to our colleagues on television, and he said it was quite difficult 3 times to have to prepare for a penalty, and then a couple of times didn't actually save one.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's sort of a mentality. I would say it's definitely. No, not at all. I think they're always a very hard team to prepare. Felt we've come to Brighton. So.
The VAR decisions, is that a justification of VAR, what happened today, that they were able to look at those penalties and get them right?
I don't really know. I obviously didn't see them again, and to be honest, I didn't actually see the penalties when they happened. I was just buzzing every time that the ref blew the whistle. But yeah, listen, obviously that's what a TR for, and if they said it was clear and obvious and someone's seen it, then it must have been clear and obvious.
Dan, well done today. Good point. Thanks very much indeed.
Cheers. Thank you.
Dan Byrne live on 5 Live. In the Women's Super League, let's get the full time now, shall we, from that game in Tottenham and Chelsea. Sarah.
Chelsea's unbeaten league run continues. They've beaten Spurs by 1-0 thanks to a Katerina Macario penalty converted late in the first half after she was brought down in the area. In truth, Sonia Bonpaster's side were far from vintage. She made 9 changes. They looked disjointed. Spurs will rue not taking their chances. Grant and Summonham went the closest for the hosts, who are now 9 games without a win. It has ended Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1.
Another goal that has just gone in the Women's Super League. West Ham 2, Aston Villa 3, still just at the start of the second half in that game. So the full times: Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1. Sarah's just given us Palace 2, Leicester 2, Manchester United 2, Manchester City 2, and Liverpool 0, Everton 2. We've got full commentary on the way of Chelsea versus Liverpool in the Premier League. Might be able to bring you a little bit more reaction to the other stories. Brentford 4, Manchester United 3, West Ham 1, Tottenham 1, as well as Brighton 1, Newcastle 1. Let's take you back though to St Andrews. This is what you can hear in the background. It's Birmingham City against London City Lionesses. As it stands, London City Lionesses will be promoted unless Birmingham can score in what, Emily Herbert, 20 odd seconds?
Not even that, 20 seconds. It's inside the 6-yard box of Birmingham. It's headed out of the box. London City now on the counter break. Izzy Goodwin, she's going to shoot from range. The goalkeeper's outside her box. Is it? No, it's just wide of the goal left. That would have been an unbelievable goal to score. We've got about, 20 seconds left of the game. 10 minutes of added time here. The longest 10 minutes of football I've ever been involved in. London City could be promoted. They need a draw. If they can hang on to this 2-2 against Birmingham City, they will be promoted to the WSL for the first time in their history. It's 2-2 as it stands. Referee still playing on. London City in control at the minute. Isabel Goodwin just going down. She's inside her half. And London City Lionesses will have the chance to take this free kick. We're 2 minutes over of the added time now. Birmingham came into this game knowing that they needed a win to get promoted. They were relegated a couple of years ago in 2022. They needed a win. They've come from 2-0 behind. Van Egmond and Cho So-hun with the goals for Birmingham. 86th minute equaliser for Birmingham. London City on the attack. Freya Godfrey inside the box. It's cleared away. Isabel Goodwin picks it back up, and Birmingham here will break. We're in 12 minutes of added time. Jocelyn Prishure, the London City manager. There is the final whistle. London City Lionesses have done it. They will be playing in the WSL next year for the very first time. They have been promoted. They have they've drawn with Birmingham City 2-2. It was all on the line, and they delivered on the day. The players just in a huddle, fallen to their knees. Tears on the pitch. Manager Jocelyn Prishure hugging and congratulating his staff. They knew they only needed a draw for promotion today. Started the day in top spot. They finished the day in top spot. London City Lionesses promoted to the WSL for the very first time in their history. It's finished here. Birmingham City 2, London City Lionesses 2.
Great stuff, Emily. Thank you very much indeed. And yes, congratulations to London City Lionesses. They're going to become the first team in the WSL era to play in the WSL without an affiliation to a men's club. So a huge achievement for them. And congratulations, London City Lionesses. They will be in the Women's Super League next season. These are the sounds of Stamford Bridge. We've got 12 minutes to kick off. Chelsea versus Liverpool in the Premier League. Ali Bruce Ball, I've seen Liverpool fans with red champions balloons. I saw a sign which said, "Slots happening, lad." It really is a party atmosphere.
Yeah, it is a party atmosphere. Obviously, Pat Nevin was there last weekend at Anfield when they clinched the title, and it really did go off. I think they've been partying ever since, and quite rightly too. The players will get the Guard of Honour today. Just going to be really interesting, Steve, to see what sort of performance we get from this Liverpool team, because you know, as we've said all throughout the show today, the motivation is there for Chelsea in terms of this game. They start 5th place in the Premier League, looking to try and secure Champions League qualification, having not played in the Champions League for the last couple of seasons. Newcastle have drawn today, so a win would put them level on points. Win by a couple of goals, they'll be level on the goal difference. Nottingham Forest snapping at their heels, and so are Aston Villa. So you know, the motivation is obvious for Chelsea, far less obvious for Liverpool. Just little things like, you know, Mo Salah chasing the 30 goals, which he's only ever done once in the Premier League. Trent Alexander-Arnold, you know, possibly one of his last games for Liverpool as well. So I just think it's going to be fascinating to see what sort of performance we get from the visitors. Yeah, and Pat, it's also about playing for your future as an individual for some of these Liverpool players. There are players in that line who are probably being rewarded for being important parts of effectively a backup Liverpool, like Harvey Elliott, like Wataru Endo. But it's an opportunity for them to show, we know you're going to go and strengthen, we should still be part of this.
Yeah, that's exactly how it'll feel as a player. It's not how it's going to happen, though.
Right.
No, not at all. They'll make a decision over a longer period than that. So they'll look at all the stats, when they've been on, how they've done, the effect that they've had, etc. But as a player, you can only try and improve them slightly. So it can have a tiny effect, but you have to try and make that happen. I think most of them are probably okay. Endo's a big question, you know, whether he will be kept on going forward and will he get many games. But the likes of Jones and Elliott, fabulous players. I mean, really fabulous players. But they have been fringe. Let's be honest about it. For most of the time, they have been fringe players. So, A, yeah, they need to prove it. But B, in a way, it is a reward for them, as you were suggesting there. They can keep. They've waited all this time. They've not got that many starts. Here's a chance. Here's a little bit of start. Go and enjoy it. But they'll be up against a team that, if they're not completely up for it, Chelsea, then they deserve nothing, because it's all sitting there.
Stand by, Pat. Sorry, just got to jump in. We can hear from the Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim live on 5 Live after their defeat at Brentford. He's with Sahel.
Thank you, Steve. Ruben, thank you for joining us on 5 Live. Your thoughts on that game, seesaw battle?
Yeah, it was an entertaining game for the fans. I think we started quite well, not with big occasions, but controlling the game, and then the throw-ins, the set pieces changed, and they scored twice. In the second half, I think.
Grocery Outlet is your one-stop shop for everything you need to make your favorite meals, but for way, way less. And what says savings better than an amazing deal on perfect sides that feed the whole family? Visit our freezer section for an incredible deal on 26-ounce bags of Ore-Ida crispy seasoned crinkles, only $1.99 each. That's a savings of up to 77% compared to traditional grocery stores. These fries are sure to satisfy your appetite and your wallet. Hurry into your neighborhood Grocery Outlet today, because this deal ends May 6th.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
Be careful with that. Our focus now is Europa League, and then we have to use every minute, even to see Hamas, even to see we are preparing the present and also the future. So we have to acknowledge that and understand the context.
And is that what it's all about now? Thursday evening, home to Bilbao.
I think it's massive for us, because all this suffering that we had in these last games in Premier League, we must do something about that, and we can do that on Thursday. We'll have our fans, and we need to make the same environment that we had against Bilbao. We need them a lot.
And how promising is it when you see Ahmad come on at half time, and he was your threat throughout the second half?
I think he's really talented. He can do better. In the third goal, he can help Tyler a little bit more. So I'm paying attention on every detail in the defense and offense part of the game. So Ahmad did well, but he must do better.
Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you very much, guys.
Ruben Amorim live on 5 Live with Sohail Sahi back at Stamford Bridge. 7 minutes to kick off now. Ali Bruceball and Pat Nevin inside the stadium. Chelsea versus Liverpool on the way here on 5 Live. Sorry, Pat, you were saying?
I'll tell you something that's really interesting for Chelsea fans. They're looking at that point that Newcastle got today.
Yeah.
Was enormous. Absolutely enormous. It puts Newcastle 3 points ahead. If Chelsea win today, the level, as you say. But what happens after that? Chelsea have got 2 away games. Next one being